Good morning, Thunderbirds fans. Don Jaramillo coming to you live here from Redford, Detroit, Michigan, where your Thunderbirds are going to be facing off in their first matchup here on the weekend at the NAR Elite against Mississauga, a team from north of the border up in the Big CA. I will be riding solo today. My partner in crime had to prioritize a little work schedule meeting over this game. Certainly not happy about that. There are hopes that he may make it here at some point. During the course of the game. Thunderbirds are coming off a nice weekend of rest last weekend. And they are raring and ready to go. We have two games today. Again, the first against Mississauga from Canada. The second one today will be against a hometown team in Honeybaked, right here from the Detroit area. We'll have Coach Booz and Coach Ryan holding down the bench. Sending well wishes to Mr. Blake and Connor Spink from afar. Can't wait to get both of you big guys back here on the ice. You know, we could take a little bit out of a storybook the Broncos have been working on here all season is defense wins games. Can you believe an 8-2 record here so far over halfway through the season? A big testament because of the defense, and they're scoring enough to win games. Coming to you here live in just a moment with your starting lineups. I believe we're going to be seeing Mr. E-Train, Ethan Marquez, between the pipes. Boys are coming together as the warm-up has ended. Looks like we're going to have two stripes on the ice today. There's your breakdown. Looks like they're running 16-minute periods. Looks like coming to the ice to start the game, we're going to have Jack and Dashel on the backside. Up front, we're going to have Parker, Trevor, and Miller. Let's start now, start on time, and let's get this thing going. Refs are ready. Miller steps in for the draw. Puck is down. Mississauga comes out with it. They have the over. Looking for a cross pass. Good sticks. Miller intercepts. We've got a 3-on-2 right out the gate. Miller tried to backhand over to Parker. Parker working off the half boards. Puck gets chipped up high. Trevor's there holding it. Trevor sends it back behind the net. Jack's going to step to hold the zone. Sends it back to the other side of the net. Trevor has it. Trevor gets taken out from behind. Sticks with it, though. They're going to be calling Trevor for a penalty right out of the gate. We're going to be going shorthanded here right out of the gate. We see Lyndon and Garrett come on the ice with Jackson and Mark on the backside. 2 minutes up on the clock. Puck's down. Mark sends it up and out and down. That's going to cause Mississauga to regroup 200 feet. Lyndon in, big boy. Mississauga sends it around the opposite side of the ice, bouncing puck. Good pressure here by Garrett. Chips it back down in deep. Mississauga playing from back behind the net. They have the over. Up the middle. That's going to be an icing. We'll go right back down here in our offensive zone for a face-off. Looks like we'll have wholesale changes coming to the ice. We're going to have Sammy and Kellen, Jack and Dashel. Sammy steps in for the draw. Bouncing puck. Mississauga has it. Take the back of the net. Reverse the side of the ice. Missed that pass. Mississauga up the outside. They have the line. Turn and try and chip it in. And Jack's right here. Mississauga has the seam. Good drop back by Sammy. He's able to clear up and out. Killing in on the forecheck. Mississauga sends it to the opposite side of the ice. They like those cross passes. Good stick by Sammy. Then cross pass. They send it up. Dashel has it. Mississauga working off the opposite hash, but deep collapsing. Turn shot fire saved by E-Train and frozen. 23 seconds here left in the kill. Wholesale changes. Connor Hilly and Jackson come to the ice with Irvin and Dylan. Welcome back, Mr. Dylan Penny, to the ice after clearing concussion protocol. Irvin in for the draw. Puck sent back to the corner. Jackson's there. Turn hard off the board. Gets out of the zone. Dylan Penny on his horse trying to apply a forecheck. Mississauga misses the overpass. That's going to go in on net and will not be an icing. 11 seconds here left in this kill. It seems like that clock is running slow as molasses. Irvin will step back in for the face-off here. Puck sent to the hash. Sent up high by Jackson. Mississauga has it. Jackson sends it to the opposite side of the ice. Dylan has it, clears it up and out and down. That's going to do it. We're now back to even strength. Puck on net, saved and frozen. So we will have an offensive zone face-off. We have Landon, Dylan, Irvin on up front. On the backside, we have Dashel and Jack. Landon steps in for the draw. Mississauga comes out with it. They're looking to stretch. They get it in deep. Good job coverage by Jack. That's going to be an icing, setting up an offensive zone faceoff. Landon steps back in. Mississauga wins it back to the goalie, pokes it to the corner. Mississauga working from back behind the net, sends it up the hash. 4 checks on. Mississauga has zone exit. They turn and ship it in deep on Ethan. Ethan saves and freezes it, so that'll be a defensive zone face-off. We're still looking to find some rhythm and cadence in this game. It's been a little choppy. Landon steps back in for the draw. Landon wins it back. Jack sends it back behind the net. Slides all the way to the opposite corner. Dylan picks it up, tried to punch it forward. It's now out of his zone. Irvin's working there. Mississauga turns and fires it right back down in his zone. Ethan stops it behind the net. Jack reverses it to Dashel. Turnover up the middle of the ice. Turn shot fire, saved and frozen with a nice glove save. We cannot be turning over the puck in the middle of the ice. Wholesale changes. Connor, Gilly, Mark come on the backside. Up front we have Keaton, Lyndon, and it looks like Sammy. Puck is down. Mississauga has the over. Just missed it. Stick. Mississauga playing back behind the net. They send it back high. They have the over. Try to send it through traffic. Tipped and saved on net. Tying up bodies, lifting sticks. We're looking a little flat here. Let's go, boys. If you're at home, let's go. Sammy back in for the face-off. Puck's one back by Mississauga. They send it back down in the corner. Miss it. Goes all the way through. Connor Hilly is there. Sammy skates it forward as Mark. Mark cross-eyes pass. Misses. Keaton comes through. Keaton's going to have his own entry. Got sandwiched. Connor Hilly turn shot fire. Got deflected off a Mississauga player up and out of play. There's been some big hits late. Physicality is going to be there. We just got to figure out how to move the puck and move our feet on and off the puck. Wholesale changes. Miller, Parker, Trevor, Jack, and Dashel. Puck's down, swung high. Jack has a turn shot fired. Lake pad save out to the corner. Mississauga chips it up. It goes out of play, so that'll be an offensive zone face-off. Miller steps back in, looking to win it back. Wins it back to Dashel. Dashel has it. Turn shot fired. Parker blocked it. Miller picks it up. Turn shot fired, saved, and frozen. That'll be another offensive zone face-off. Puck's on net. Puck sent to the hash. Mississauga tried to chip it through. Trevor has it. Leaves it for Parker. Parker coming through. Parker cycles it back down to Trevor. Trevor cycles it up to Miller. Miller cycles it right back down to Trevor. Trevor sends it high. Miller tries to hold the zone. Mississauga chips it up, and that hit the net. See where they put that. Should be an offensive zone, or are they going to bring it to the neutral zone? Yeah, they're going to leave it at neutral zone. Wholesale change. No, same 5 guys. Thought we were going to get some changes here. Miller steps in for the draw. Mississauga has zone exit. Looking to come through with speed. Jack with a good angle. Mississauga just chips it in deep. Cashel reverses the side of the ice, looking for Trevor with a bump pass to Miller. Mississauga turns and sends it back down in the opposite side. Cashel bumping it up to Parker. Cashel chips it out. Miller is trying to bump pass. Mississauga intercepts. We're looking for changes. Mississauga, the opposite side of the ice. Turn shot fire saved and frozen by No way, he had it frozen. No. Ethan thought he had it frozen. Apparently he didn't. And Mississauga came in and whacked at it and put it in the back of the net. Your T-Birds are down 1-0. Wholesale changes. Garrett, Kellen, Liam, Mark, and Jackson. Mississauga comes out with it. We better wake up now. Mississauga turns, dumps it in deep. That's going to be an icing and an offensive zone faceoff. Kellen in for the faceoff. Mississauga into the corner. Looking to take the back of the net. Mississauga comes out, sends it right up the middle. It's going to be on net. Would have been icing. That. Woo. Kellen back in for the face-off. Kellen wins it back to the corner. Mississauga's going to win that race. Mark comes in trying to angle his guy off. Kellen comes in to support. Mississauga working. Kellen and Mark. Jackson comes in to help. Jackson comes out with it. He's got the back of the net. Jackson right up the middle, turned it over. Mississauga turn shot fire, saved and frozen. That'll be another defensive zone faceoff. Wholesale changes. Gashel, Jack, Landon, Irvin, and Dylan. Mississauga has a turn shot fired up and over the net. Puck stays in the zone. They're going to call an offside. Neutral zone face-off. Landon in for the draw. Puck's one back by Mississauga. They have the over. Boosted in skates, but they're able to chip it in deep. Gashel back on retrieval. Landon from back behind the net, sends it up the opposite side of the board, turned over. Mississauga fires it on net, deflected to the corner. Puck shot, Jack blocks it, has Irvin. Irvin working, had an opportunity, but Mississauga with a good back check. Irvin working out of the corner here with Landon. Landon sends it high to Jack. Jack was trying to hold the zone. Mississauga chips it up and out. Gashel back on retrieval. Mississauga looking for changes. Gashel has Landon up the half boards. Landon brings it back in the zone. Mississauga is coming with physicality. Landon loses it, chips it up and out. Irvin chips it through. Dylan and Irvin on the forecheck. Mississauga opposite side of the ice, turns, fires it down. They leave off icing. Gashel back on retrieval. Turns, wires it up to Landon, trying to chip it out. And Mississauga, again. Right now, we're just getting outworked. Mississauga holds his own, turns and fires it in on the hash. Connor Hilly comes in, plays a lick. Irvin and Landon and Connor Hilly working off the high slot. Keaton on. Puck sent back behind the net. Gashel has it. Gashel has Keaton up the outside. Keaton's working to get through. He's getting held. Good job by Keaton to maintain his balance. Mississauga comes, has the line, turns and chips it in deep. Jackson Dyer on the backside now. Jackson turns, wires it up the opposite side as Mississauga's looking for changes. Lennon Burns now on up front, applying some forecheck. Mississauga up the outside. Boston and Skate pick it right back up. They're out with speed. They're getting behind us. Jackson's able to get into the corner, send it up the half boards, but Mississauga picks it up right there. Sammy gets it around one. He's going to have his own entry with turn shot fired. Left side loose and now frozen. Steep angle shot. Goalie got a piece of it. We had Bernsey going to the net to clean up some trash. Trevor, Miller, Parker, Gashel, and Jack on the backside. Mississauga wins it back. They send it the opposite side of the ice. Gashel steps to short, bumps it through. Mississauga comes through. They're out of the zone. They chip it in deep. Miller's back covering. Miller picks it up, cycles it back to Jack. Jack has Gashel. Gashel has Parker. Parker was looking for Trevor with speed, but Mississauga with good sticks. Miller intercepts it, gets it over to Trevor. Trevor is working to the outside. He's got the back of the net, slides through one. Sends it high to Jack. Jack turn shot fired, saved out to the corner. Trevor working there. Jack steps to short and hold. Puck comes up high. Miller covering. Parker picks it up, sends it down into the corner. Mississauga sends it back other side of the ice. Dashel steps to short. Miller turn shot fired to the opposite corner. Parker's there. Jack turn shot fired. Blake back save to the corner. Parker and Jack working down there. Mississauga has the back of the net. They're now looking to come out with speed. Off the half boards out of the zone. Garrett picks it up. Looking for Kellen coming through. Garrett pokes it forward. It's in the zone. Dashel holds his guy up as Mississauga clears it. Mark has it over to Dashel. Dashel chips it to Garrett. Garrett has Kellen coming through with speed. Liam gets Monks. Mark and Jackson now on the backside. Mississauga has zone entry. Mississauga sends a puck high. Turn shot. Stick deflected up and out of play. So that'll be a defensive zone faceoff. We got to keep elevating. Yeah. Two-man crew misses a lot for sure. There was an offside play. Kellen will step in for the draw. Puck just sitting in the dot there. Jackson comes out with it, chips it up and out of the zone, bouncing puck. Garrett comes through. Liam's able to chip the puck out of the zone. Kellen comes through. Mississauga turns and fires it back behind the net. Jackson comes through. You got to get rid of pucks. Garrett chips it forward. Kellen's applying forecheck. Mississauga was not able to clear the zone. Garrett's still on the forecheck. Liam on the half boards. Mark has it. Turn shot fired just wide of the net. Landon comes on. Chips it. Yeah, your Thunderbirds are going to be going on a power play here. And if we continue elevating, definitely there's going to be some frustration on that side of the puck. So we'll see Miller, Landon, Irvin, Trevor, and Dashel come to the ice. 2 minutes go up on the clock for the power play. They've been working on a new setup. Let's get pucks to net. Mississauga wins it back. They're just trying to rim it out. Miller can't hold the zone. Mississauga has it going forward. Dashel with the good stick. Mississauga comes out with it. They just send it back out of the zone. Now they chip it in. Dashel's getting it set up from back behind the net. Is going to leave it for Landon. Landon's going to come up the outside. Looking for speed. He's got Miller going into the zone to get it set up. Irvin was in Miller's way. Irvin picks it up, though. Now he loses it. Mississauga has it, trying to send it up high. Dashel has it, sends it back down to Trevor on the hash. Trevor looking for space. Trevor takes it back to the net. He got stick check, turned it over. Mississauga has it back to the net. My Lord. They send it up and out and down and ice it. Move the puck, boys. Landon, zone exit. He's going to have zone entry. He gets around one. He gets into the zone. Try to send it across the ice. Good stick by Mississauga. Jackson now on the backside. Again, turnover. Kellen now on. Mark Parker. Kellen in the zone, leaves it for Mark. Mark's looking to get it set up. Mark's turn shot fire, missed the net short. Dylan now on. Dylan working off the hash, creates some space. Slides it over to Mark. Mark turn shot fired, saved up and out of play, so that'll be an offensive zone face-off and 18 seconds here left in the power play. Dylan in for the face-off. Bouncing puck. Kellen has it, sends it out to Jackson. Jackson over to Mark. Mark turn shot fire block to the corner. Parker coming through. Puck over to Kel. Kel goes high to Jackson. Jackson over to Mark. Mark right back to Jackson. Jackson turn shot fire just wide of the net. Mississauga is up and out of play. It looked like it hit the player jumping the boards, but Jackson has it. Rims it on the opposite side, but we're high. Mississauga missed it, so the puck clears the zone. They sent it right back in, and Mississauga is coming in with speed. Keaton now on the ice. Mississauga playing out of the corner. They send it up and out of the zone on their own merit, and Dylan is on his horse. Good job by Dylan. Dylan has a seam. Turn shot fired, just missed the net. Good work, though. Sammy picks it up off the hash. Sammy working out of a corner with Keaton. Puck in skates. Two on one down there. Finally kicked out. Keaton's working to get there. Keaton bumps it forward. Lemon working off the hash. We've got guys on top of guys. Puck comes up high. Jack has it. Jack over to Dashel. Dashel slid it backside to Keaton. Puck comes out of his own. Dashel whips it up to Keaton. Keaton bumps it in deep. Linden in on the forecheck. Mississauga from back behind the net. Send it up and out. Jack's there. Jack's working to move it forward as we're looking for some changes. Jack stays on the pressure. Good angle by Jack. Pins his guy off. Miller's now on with Trevor. Mississauga right up the middle. Miss it. Linden has Miller. Miller got taken out on the blue line. Trevor coming in on the forecheck. Mississauga clears it up and out. Dashel intercepts it. Dashel has zone entry. Gets by one. Stays on the forecheck. Mississauga clears up and out and down. They're going to roll that came out of play, so that'll be an offensive zone faceoff. Allow us to make some more changes. So we've got Trevor, Parker, Miller on up front, Jackson and Connor Hilly on the backside. Miller in for the faceoff. Mississauga wins it to the corner. They try and send it up the opposite side of the ice. Connor Hilly steps to hold his own. Allows Miller to come through. Still in the zone. Mississauga now has it cleared. But Jackson shuts that down at center ice. Turns and chips it in deep. Miller in on the forecheck. Mississauga up the outside. They have the bump test to the slot. They get it behind us. That should be an icing if it makes it, and it will. Setting up another offensive zone faceoff. Landon, Irvin, Dylan come on up front. Irvin turn shot fired wide of the net. Dylan goes there. Puck comes up high. Connor Hilly turn shot fired up and over the net. Landon working to get there. Puck on the hash. Irvin comes out with it. All had Dylan. Dylan got hooked. Dylan got hooked going to the net. No freaking call. Mississauga right out of the zone sends it up and out. They wave off icing. Mississauga holds the zone. Turn shot fired. Wow. I'm about to have words on so many levels here. And if I knew French, I would definitely already have had that. They're moving the puck outside of the zone. Dashel, Jack on the backside. Landon, Dylan, Irvin stay on up front. Mississauga wins it back. They have the over. Turn and send it in, back behind the net, bouncing puck. Dashel has it, chips it up to Dylan. Dylan tried to play it to himself off the board. Mississauga sends it back behind the net. Jack has it to Irv. Irv off the half boards. Mississauga there. Turn shot fired right back in the zone. Ethan comes out, leaves it for Jack. Jack had Dylan, slides it through. Landon comes through. Landon gets around one. To the outside, reverse hit. He was trying to send it high. Jack sent the puck in deep. Going to be a power play. 2 minutes will go up here on the clock. Landon, Irvin, Trevor, Miller, Dashel. Let's sling this puck around and get it to net. Mississauga wins it back. They're trying to eat it. That's going to take us into the second period. We come back. We'll have 1:52 here on the power play. All right, we're going to be switching sides of the ice here. Same 5 guys will come to the ice to get this second period started. 16 minutes up on the clock. Puck sent back. Landon picks it up, reverses out of 1. He's going to have the outside backhand pass. Miller gloves it down to himself. He's going to gain zone entry. He got hooked from behind. Allows Mississauga to clear up and down. Dashel's back on retrieval. The puck sent to the outside. Landon comes through, picks it up. Landon's going to get zone entry over to Miller. Miller looking to get it set up, has Dashel up tall. Dashel has Landon. Landon has Irvin. Irvin right back to Landon. We got to get into the net. Puck up high. Dashel turn shot fired. Blocked by Trevor. And Mississauga clears it up and out of the zone. Trevor is looked like that stung a little bit. Dashel's going to have zone entry. Slides it over to Landon. Landon working off the opposite hash. Landon up to Dashel. Dashel right back down to Landon. Landon slides it to Miller. Miller turns out fire, blocked on net. Mississauga trying to eat it. Landon comes through with it. Turns out a 1. Landon sends it over to Irvin. Irvin right back to Landon. Creep in, creep in, creep in. Landon is trying to get it to Dashel. Turn it over to Mississauga right in front of the net. Allows them to clear the ice. Irvin comes through, picks it up. The outside, Parker's going to get zone entry. Three seconds left. Kellen out of the corner. We have 0 shots on net. Jackson has it. Has a lane. Turns out fire. Missed the net. Kellen picks it up back behind the net. Kellen sends it high to Mark. Mark holds his own. Turns and dumps it into the back behind the net. Parker working there. Mississauga picks it up. Chip it up. And out with speed. Mississauga has zone entry. Gets around 1. Turn shot fired up and over the net. We got to play bodies and separate bodies from pucks. They walked right in on us. So no shots on net for that power play. Wholesale changes. Keaton, Sammy, Linden, Jack, and Dashel. Walk in the corner. Sammy and Jack there. Jack comes out with it. Jack had Keaton off a skate, able to hold his own. Mississauga playing out of the corner. Comes up the middle. Sent it high, whiff on the shot. Turn shot fired, sent to the opposite side of the ice. Linden has it, pokes it forward. Mississauga chips it up and out. Dassel has it. These guys are going high hard. Mississauga right up the middle. Jack back on retrieval, bumps it to the opposite side of the ice. Gets poked forward to Linden. Linden loses it. Mississauga tried to turn it over. Sammy's there. Sammy gets it up and out of his own. Mississauga fires it in. They're looking for changes. Dassel has it. Dassel over to Jack. Jack hard off the boards has Linden. Liam coming through. They're going to call an offside, so it'll all be a neutral zone face-off. Wholesale changes. Liam, Garrett, Kellen, Connor Hilly, and Jackson on the backside. Puck poked backward by Kell. Jackson picks it up. Jackson's looking for space. Off the boards has Kellen coming through his speed. Liam into the zone, and Mississauga's able to clear it right out. Connor Hilly picks it up. Connor up the middle, and this is Kellen. Kellen picks it right back up, at the line. Turn sends it in deep. Mississauga working from back behind the net. Mississauga has the line. They have zone. Turn, fire, blocked off the skate. They send it up, back up. Turn, shot, fired, blocked. We try to clear it. Good glove to bat it out. Jackson kicks it out, and he applies the forecheck. Good stick. Mississauga has the back of the net. They send a cross pass. Can't quite connect on it. Connor Hilly back on retrievals. They're looking for changes. Spot it. Oh, good connection by Connor Hilly to Parker. Parker turn shot fired off the crossbar, up and out of play. That'll be an offensive zone face-off. Pucks on net. Wholesale changes. Jack and Daschel on the backside. Miller, Parker, Trevor. Miller in for the face-off. Puck sent to the hash. Miller's working there. Puck sent back behind the net. Mississauga playing from back behind the net. They wire up and out. Daschel has it. Turns, fires it right back in. Mississauga trying to regroup. Come up the outside. Good back check. Mississauga, the outside, missed the overpass. It is go time. Miller and Trevor. Trevor slides it into Miller. Miller got angled off. Mississauga from back behind the net. Trevor sticks with it, applying some pressure. Mississauga trying to go back behind the net again. Mississauga right up the middle, lose it in skates. They get zone entry. They turn, shot saved and frozen by Ethan. That'll be a defensive zone face-off. Landon, Irvin, Dillon, Mark, and Jackson. Landon in for the face-off. Mississauga has it. They had the same. They turn, shot, fire up and out of play. Be another defensive zone face-off. Landon wins the puck back. Mark steps there. Sends it back behind the net, looking for Jackson. Jackson was trying to poke it forward and couldn't get there. Mississauga has it. They cleared on their own merit. Now regrouping. They turn and fired in. They are now clear. Jackson out of the corner. Backhands it up the opposite side of the ice, looking for Dillon. Missed the connection. Dillon comes up the boards. Landon has it. We have a 2-on-1. Landon and Irv. Landon with a shot. Saved out to the corner. Mississauga is able to clear up and out of play. That should be an offensive zone face-off. Not sure he had a lane to pass there. So you have two options, shoot to score or shoot to pad pass. He opted to shoot to score, and the goalie got a piece of it. Same five guys stepped in for the face-off. Landon wins to Dylan. Dylan to Jackson. Jackson shot, fired, saved, and frozen. That'll be another offensive zone face-off. Puck in skates. Dylan digging. Dylan kicks it to Irvin. Irvin shot blocked. Irvin to Jackson. Jackson gets it through. Saved out to the hash. Landon picks it up, looking for space. Landon takes it back to the net. Landon has it high over to Mark. Mark's shot blocked off Irvin's shin pad. Mississauga has it in the corner. Dylan comes in. Dylan and Irvin working there. Are you serious right now? They're sending Dylan to the box. He was doing everything he could, it looked like, in my opinion, to avoid what just happened, and the guy just wrangled him.
It's cold. Toes.
Zamboni's off the ice. We're going to be coming back here for the second half of this game. There was some extended conversation with the officials during the ice make, and then some separate conversations with Dylan and the other player that were involved in the little tussle here before the ice make. I'm not sure what the result of that is going to be. Is before the ice make, we saw Dylan go into the box. Players are going to make their way here onto the ice. I do not see Dylan. So I wonder, it makes me wonder if they ejected those players and gave them games. I have not seen Mr. Penny on the ice. Again, these guys are not good. As I said, and I let them know, the zoo called asking for their zebras back as they jailbreak. They gave them 5 minutes in games coded as fighting. And all Dylan was doing was literally trying to de-escalate and protect himself a little bit. That is a very bad call by the officials. That means that we will be missing, unless some miracle happens, Dylan will be missing tonight's game as well. Trevor, Irvin, Landon, Jack, and Dashiell. Mississauga comes out with it. Tried to send it up the opposite side of the ice. Missed it. Irvin has turned shot fired wide of the net. Jack steps to try and hold. Mississauga chips it out. Dashiell has it. Chips it off the board. Mississauga recovers it in their defensive zone. Missed the cross pass. That should be icing, and it will be, setting up an offensive zone faceoff. Landon, Trevor, Irvin, Dashiell, Jack. Mississauga off the hash. Pressure's being applied. Landon forechecking. Mississauga takes it back to the net. Tried to send it off the boards. Up the middle. Out of the zone. Jack back on retrieval. Jack reverses it the outside of the ice. Ref in the frickin' way. Irvin has zone entry. Got angled off. Turns it over to Mississauga. Mississauga playing back behind the net. Irv applying forecheck. Mississauga trying to stretch off Mississauga's skate, trying to make a change. Jack tried to reverse it. Puck sent to the opposite corner. Dashiell chips it up high. Mississauga holds it, sends it into the opposite corner. Jack in pursuit. Irvin trying to chip it forward. Puck's not out. Mississauga holds it, turns, misses the net, comes to the opposite side of the ice. Dashiell has it, bumps it to Trev. Trev chips it in as we're looking for changes. Mississauga chips it in. That's going to be an icing. in an offensive zone face-off as we were making some changes and they had some space. Miller, Parker, Sammy, Connor, Hilly, and Jackson on the backside. Miller steps in for the face-off. Puck sent to the corner. Mississauga sends it back behind the net. Good stick initially by Sammy. Puck sent high. Miller has it on the point. Miller shot fired. Leg pad save to the opposite side of the ice. Parker comes through, takes his guy out. Reps in away again. Mississauga has it. Slides it across the side of the ice. Connor Hilly steps, punches it forward. Miller bunt pass looking for Parker. Mississauga misses the pass. Miller has it, has a line, sends it in deep to the corner. Parker in on the forecheck. Good hit by Parker. Mississauga tried to chip it out, held in by Jackson. Turn shot fired just wide of the net. Sammy in, going trying to apply pressure. Hands coming up all over the place. We just better protect ourselves. Puck sent in deep. Kellen now on. Linden now on. Puck comes high to Linden. Linden leaves it for Kellen. Kellen coming through with speed, sends it into the zone. Mississauga has is we're looking for some more change. Mississauga up the outside. Dash, they're going to call icing. Setting up an offensive zone face-off. We see Dashel and Jack on the backside. We've got Kellen, Linden, and Keaton on up front. Kellen in for the face-off. Keaton comes through with it. Puck comes up high. Mississauga picks it up, trying to chip it around. Jack back on retrieval. Rides his guy into the corner. Dashel comes out with it. Dashel has the outside. Slides it through to Kell. Kell chips it in deep. Kellen is in pursuit. Kellen bodies his guy into the corner. Linden has it. Linden got stick check though. Mississauga trying to clear it up. Gets up and out and down. They leave off icing. Puck sent in deep. Jack comes out with it, sends it back to Dashel. Dashel sends it up the opposite side. Mississauga is able to hold his own. They have a lane. Shot blocked back behind the net. Linden there. Jack and Kellen working here. Oh my God. We got ahead of the play, let guys behind us. We couldn't clear the puck, turned it over, and it basically had almost a 2-on-0 to the net. 2-0 in favor of the bad guys. Mark Jackson, Miller, Liam, Garrett. Miller comes out with it. Miller chips and turns it in deep. Garrett in on the forecheck. Turns it over. Liam has it. Sends it high to Mark. Mark shot. Blocked to the corner. Garrett chips it to the pass. Mark turn fires. Misses the net wide. Jackson steps to hold his own. Bumps it back down into the corner. Garrett's there. Trying to get it to net front. Mississauga, good sticks. Able to block it up to the corner. Jackson held his own momentarily, and Mississauga has it cleared. Mississauga turns and dumps the puck in deep. Garrett picks it up out of the corner, chips it forward to Mark. Mark trying to come through. Landon now on. Landon got stick check. Landon and Mark here on the half boards. Garrett comes in. Landon backhands it. We're looking to finish some changes. Irvin now on. Mississauga up the outside, turns and dumps it in. Mark back on retrieval. Mark bumps it up high. Trevor's coming on. They're able to chip it out. Irv has it. Come on, come on, come on. Irv turns shot fire, saved out to the corner, had Mark driving to the outside. Irv picks it up. Irv has Dashel. Oh, Dashel broke his stick on the shot. Oh, my Lord. Connor Hilly turns, fires it. Irvin chips it in deep. Daschel checking his backup stick. We've learned to bring 3, so hopefully he still has 2. Trevor, Irvin, Landon, Daschel, and Jack. Mississauga has it. We take our own guy out. I'm not sure what happened there. Playing it in for the face-off. Puck's in the dot still. Puck set, oh Lord, puck came right out to Mississauga. Turn shot fire, saved by Ethan. Laying it off the half-court has Irvin. Irvin trying to chip it forward. Goes up and out of play. That'll be a neutral zone face-off. Mississauga has it into the zone. Irvin and Jack battling there. Mississauga has it high, just turns and fires it back behind the net. Daschel has it. Going up the middle, kind of getting mugged. Sticks with it. Mississauga up the outside. Reverse hit here by Landon. Puck sent in. Mississauga right out of the zone. Gets taken step by Trev. Puck sent to the opposite corner. Oh, Irv working here now. Puck's out of the zone. Mississauga turns and chips it in. Connor Hilly back. Connor Hilly up to Landon. Turns and chips it in. They wave it off icing. Irvin in. All by himself. Net front, but we're making some backside changes. Mississauga up the outside. Connor Hilly holds it. Turns and dumps it in. And Parker's there. Mississauga tries to send it the opposite side of the ice. Jackson steps. Jackson has a lane. One shot fired up and over the net. Puck out to the dot. Good job by Parker. Miller left it for Parker. Park up to Jackson. Jackson turn shot fire. Saved and frozen. That'll be an offensive zone faceoff. So Jackson and Connor Hilly high. Sammy, Parker, Miller on up front. Miller in for the draw. Puck one to Sammy. Sammy to Connor Hilly. Connor Hilly turns shot blocked to the opposite corner. Miller applying pressure. Mississauga is able to clear the zone. Jackson has it. Jackson tried to chip it forward. Goes up and out of play. Being neutral zone faceoff. Looks like wholesale changes. Jack and Daschel come on the backside. We have Linden, Keaton, and Kellen. Now they're moving it into the defensive zone. Kellen in for the draw. Puck punch forward. Mississauga has it. They turn shot fire. Lake pad save to the hash. Jack steps to apply pressure. Mississauga trying to send it high. Keaton coming in, battling here on the boards. Mississauga comes out with it, missed the cross pass. They turn fire, missed the net completely, but they're able to hold the zone. They send it back again, back behind the net. Mississauga back up high. Mississauga has it on the hash. Looking for the middle pass, blocked to the outside. Kellen's going to pick that up, tries to chip it forward, nobody's there. Mississauga turned it over. Linden has zone exit. It gets forward. Kellen is in hard to apply some pressure. Mississauga clears it up and out and down. That'll be an icing, so we will stay right here. $50 seconds here left in the second period. Everything we've got to get it to the net. Miller, Parker, Sammy. Let's win it back and go to the net. Here we go. Miller on the draw. Puck won by Mississauga to the corner. They reverse the backside of the net. playing back from behind the net again. Stretch up the outside. Mississauga gains zone. Try to slide it through. Jack, a good play. Miller punches it forward to Parker. Parker bump pass has Dashel. Dashel has Sammy. Sammy lost it off his stick and then got stick checked. Mississauga right back out of the zone up the middle. Jack turns, fires it in. Sammy back on the forecheck. They're trying to stretch. Mississauga up the outside. They're going to have zone entry. Looking for space. Turn, fired. Big rebound out to the point. They're able to hold their zone. They turn and dump it in deep. It goes all the way back behind the net. Jack up off the half boards. Mississauga turns and fires it in. That's going to do it for the second period. We come back. We've got a hill to climb. We can do it, but it's got to change and start right now. We need everybody to go. We're seeing intermittent bursts of intensity and elevation from players. We need everybody. There's your breakdown. Looks like coming to the ice, we're going to have Miller, Parker, Sammy. On the backside, we're going to have Jackson and Mark. 16 minutes up on the clock here. Miller in for the draw. Puck sent cross. Jackson picks it up, turns and dumps it in. Miller's in to apply pressure with Parker. Jackson turns, shot fired wide of the net, comes to the opposite hash. Parker is in there. Miller has it out of the corner, was looking for Sammy going to the net. Miller cycles it back behind the net. We're looking to get there. Mississauga comes out with it, turns, fires it up and out and down. That'll be an icing. They're looking for stretch passes, which is very interesting. They need no more goals to win this game. It's going to be an offensive zone face-off. Wholesale changes. Irvin, Trevor. We're missing one. Kellen comes on. Jack and Dashel on the backside. Irvin wins it to the hash. Kellen has it. Kellen turns out of it. Tried to poke it forward. Turns it over to Mississauga. Has zone exit. Trying to split right up the middle. They gain the zone. Looking for the cross pass. Right to the middle. Chipped wide of the net. Good stick by Trev. Herb has it, slides it over to Kellen. Kellen coming through with speed. Mississauga has the back of the net. Send it back behind the opposite side of the ice. They look for those cross stretch passes. They have zone exit, have the line. Jack picks it up, chips it forward. Mississauga sends it right back forward. Dashel back on the retrieval. Puck up the outside. Kellen has it. Kellen has it in the zone. Mississauga again sends it back behind the net. We're looking for more changes. Connor Hilly now on the backside. Sammy Keaton. Mississauga turns, dumps it in deep. Connor Hilly has it. Connor Hilly off the boards, gets now out. Mississauga gets it right back though. Keaton's staying on him. Keaton punches it forward, slides one. Mississauga sends it up. No icing as Jackson was climbing on the ice. Mississauga back. Jackson cleared it. Was looking for Keaton. Didn't get all of it. Mississauga has it. Zone entry. Puck right bounce. Good job by Ethan. As a puck bounced right back to Mississauga's stick, they shot it. It was saved. Mississauga coming in for the crash for the rebound, and Ethan shut that down. Defensive zone face-off. Wholesale changes up front. Parker, Miller, Linden. Jackson and Connor Hilly remain on the backside. Puck is not cleared. Mississauga holds his own. Connor Hilly playing out of the corner. Has the back of the net, got lost in edge. Turned the puck over. Puck is able to be cleared now. Mississauga here in the neutral zone has a line. They're just content to turn and fire it in deep and go apply the forecheck. Connor Hilly up the pass. Mississauga comes through, holds his own. They have it high. Shot fired, deflected wide of the net. Good pressure by Jackson. Mississauga with the over. Shot blocked by Jackson. Puck is cleared out of the zone. Mississauga having to regroup. They have the line. They turn and chip it in deep as they're looking for changes. Jackson has it. Jackson hard off the board was looking for Linden, but Mississauga with a good stick. Parker comes through, blocks it back into the opposite corner, and they stretch. Jack has it, fresh off the bench. Punches it forward. Mississauga clears it. What's the whistle? Well, it's going to be an offensive zone face-off. They ruled it came out of play. Landon now back onto the ice. Puck sent to the corner. Mississauga chips it up and out of play. Now that's the right call.
One in a row.
They're on a roll. Dashel Jack on the backside. Trevor, Landon, and Irving. Trevor working to get there. Mississauga out of the corner. Landon has Irvin. Irvin high to Dashel. Dashel shot fired. Misses the net high. Mississauga has it. That's offside. Mississauga comes through. Dashel has it. Got blown up trying to carve through, but we're playing out of the corner. Irvin's there. Trevor has it. Puck comes up the middle. Mississauga has it up the outside. Puck pokes forward. Puck's out of the zone. Puck sent right back in on net. Ethan has it to Dashel. Dashel right up the middle. Mississauga has zone entry. Keaton battling there. Keaton turned it over on the hash. He's looking right at it. Garrett working on the half boards. Jack comes in to support. Jack tried to clear it. It's blocked. Still in the zone. Now it's out. Oh my God. My God. Puck is cleared up and out and down. Are they going to wave that? Of course they are. Mark from back behind the net. Gets it up to Jackson. Turned it over. Sammy gets it right at center ice. Jackson has it. Turns, fires it in deep. So we're looking for partial changes. That's interference. Yeah. Mississauga right up the middle. They're looking to stretch. They're just looking to get away with whatever they can right now, and they are. Mississauga in regrouping in the neutral zone, right up the middle. Sends it in deep. Miller back behind the net. Dassel back on with Mark. Up the outside, Sammy bump pass was looking for Mark. Parker has it. Parker, good job getting it in deep. Miller's there with Mark, working out of the corner. Mississauga, zone entry to the outside. Have the puck high. Looking for stick in lane. Shot saved and frozen by Ethan. That'll be a defensive zone face-off. Dassel, Jack on the backside. Lyndon, Kellen, and Liam. Shot blocked to the corner. Dassel going back behind the net. Leaves it for Kellen. Kellen picks it up. Kellen pushes it forward. Mississauga's there. There is just WWF action going all over the ice. There it is! Kellen with the top corner snipey from just inside the blue line. And let's go. Anybody seen Vince McMahon around here, or has he retired? Oh, Vince McMahon, I've been told, is reffing. Wholesale changes. We have Jackson and Connor Hilly on the backside, Landon, Trevor, and Irvin on up front. Mississauga has the puck back, trying to punch it forward. They send it in. That should be an icing, and it is. So they get another one in a row, right? Puck comes up high. Connor Hilly has it. Sends it down deep to Landon. Turns and misses the net. Jackson has it, trying to send it to net front. Connor Hilly steps to hold it. Landon pokes it forward, but Mississauga's there. Mississauga sends it up and out of play, so that'll be another offensive zone face-off. Landon steps in for the draw. Mississauga wins it back to the corner. Trev comes through, applying pressure. Mississauga reverses the backside of the net. They like cross passes, stretch passes. They didn't get a piece of that. They wave off icing. Up the half boards. Landon turns it over outside of the zone. Mississauga, that was offside. Oh, they got another one in a row, right? That'll be a neutral zone face-off. Mississauga wins it back hard, regrouping in the defensive zone. Chip it forward. Jackson has it, punches it forward. Mississauga turns and dumps it in deep. Connor Hilly there. Connor Hilly hard around the boards. Trev chips it out. Poke forward. We have a 2-on-1. Finishes Dowder. Dowder's got his shot stick checked. Turn it over. Irvin has it. Mississauga has it, but Irvin and Landon sticking with it. Puck comes out of the zone. I have no words. Kellen, Keaton, Garrett on with Jack and Dashel. Garrett gets it, chips it on net. Goalie saves it. Another little backhander on net by Garrett. It's whistle. Give us an offensive zone faceoff. Keaton and Garrett working out of the corner. Garrett sends it high to Jack. Jack shot wide of the net. Puck comes up the hash. Mississauga has zone cleared. Good job by Jack. A good body separation. Kellen working down there. Mississauga has the high. They have the over. Shot blocked on their own. They pick it right back up. They send it up and out of play. That'll be a defensive zone faceoff. Wholesale changes. Miller, Parker, Sam, Jackson, and Mark. Miller in for the faceoff. Puck one back. Jackson comes through. He's got speed. Gets around one. We got offside. Miller back in. Sammy comes out with it. Sammy turn shot, fired, was loose, now frozen. That'll be another offensive zone faceoff. Puck one back, Mark has it. Mark's shot blocks, comes out of the zone. Mark over to Jackson, we have the line. Jackson turns and dumps it in. Puck's back behind the net. Four checks on. Gets sent to the opposite side. Puck is high. Sam has it. Chips it off the half boards. Has Mark. Mark is looking for Miller on the opposite side. Miller sends it high to Jackson. Jackson shot fired. Puck's loose. Still loose. Comes out. We had guys going to the net and just couldn't get there. Jackson has it. Turns, chips it right back in as we're looking for changes. They have the over. Stretch, that's going to be an icing, so we'll stay right here, finish our changes. Landon, Irvin, Trevor, Dashel, and Jack. Puck sent to the half boards. Irvin trying to get there. Landon working there. Puck comes up. Landon reaching. Puck is able to be cleared. Jack has it off the half boards. Trevor going into the zone with speed. Trevor looking for net front. Mississauga with good sticks. They have it back behind the net, and Irvin's on him. Irvin causes a turnover. Has it high to Dashel. Dashel turn shot fired, deflected up and over the net. Landon in there. And Trevor. Puck comes up high. Dashel holds it. Mississauga has it, sends it back behind the net. Jack has stepped in to hold the zone. Mississauga tried to chip it up and out. It gets through. Mississauga. Good job, Irvin, sticking with it, not drawing a penalty. Trevor off a skate out of the zone, had Dashel going. We're looking for changes here. Mississauga looking to stretch. They turn and chip it in deep. Jack defending down here. Keaton now on. Keaton bumps it up to Linden. Linden turned it over. Mississauga holds his own. Sends it into the corner. Jack there defending. Daschel has it, slides it to the opposite side. Linden picks that up. Linden tried to poke it forward. Is Mississauga able to hold it? Puck comes up the middle. Daschel has zone clear. That's offside! Puck is finally cleared. Mississauga up the outside. Kellen shifts it forward. Garrett's trying to apply pressure. Puck sent up and through. Jackson and Connor Hilly on the backside. They're going to call icing, so there's another one in a row. Miller, Parker, Sammy, Jackson, and Connor Hilly. Puck sitting there. Mississauga comes with it, gets cleared up and out of play. That'll be another offensive zone faceoff. Parker has it, tried to slide it through to Sammy. Connor picks it up from the point, sends it back behind the net. Mississauga is going to pick that up. Parker staying on him. Mississauga reverses the backside of the net. Again, they're looking to stretch. They get by and through. That's going to be another icing. Puck is down. It's one up high. Connor Hilly shot off a Mississauga skate. Mississauga again stretching up the middle. Shot saved by Ethan. Jackson out of the corner. Got space. Tried to send it up high. Does now. Parker bumps it forward. Miller sends it through the crease on net. Mississauga picks it up, tries to send the opposite side of the ice. Miller has it. Shot clock deflected on net by Sammy. Mississauga trying to clean. Jack slides it in deep. Jack and Daschel on the backside. Now Landon comes on. Landon holds his own. Slides it forward. Gets big open ice hit there. Jack applying some pressure. Trevor now on. Mississauga turns, fires it up and out and down. That'll be an icing. Another one in a row. Offensive zone faceoff. Trevor, Landon, Irvin, Daschel, and Jack. Puck one up high. Jack has it. Shot blocks to the corner. Mississauga picks it up. Tried to reverse the side of the ice. Landon's there. Landon getting mugged from behind. Sticks with it. Mississauga has it. Irvin comes through. Pokes it forward. Our net is empty. Jack slides it forward. Mississauga has it. Punches it forward. Landon has it. Landon over the opposite side. Had bouncing puck. Trevor picks it up. Cycles it up. Turned it over. Mississauga misses the empty net. Mississauga again tried to shoot it. Trevor bumps it forward. Turned over again. Mississauga turns it back to the corner. Irvin sends it back behind the net. Landon's there. Landon turned it over on the hash. Mississauga wide open in front of the net. I don't know how many turnovers we had in our own zone there with an empty net, but that's not what you want to do to execute on a 6-on-5. Have a 4-1 game with a minute and a half left here in the contest. Kellen wins the puck back. Mark picks it up. Mark shifts it forward. It's on net. Bouncing puck. Goalie pushes it to the side. Mississauga sends it to the half boards. Sammy steps, applies pressure. Garrett tried to fire it on net, got blocked. Puck's out of the zone. Jackson picks it up here at center ice, has the over to Mark. Mark right back to Jackson. Jackson to the outside, gets through one. Trying to get it to net front. Mississauga with good sticks. Killen has it to Garrett. Garrett turned fire blocked wide. Mark steps to hold his own. Puck sent to the corner. Mississauga trying to clear it. Jackson holds. Mississauga has it out of his own, turns and sends it up and out and down. That'll be an icing. Offensive zone face-off. Lyndon, Liam, Trevor, Mark, and Jackson. Mississauga has zone cleared. They're going to get zone entry. Mark angles his guy off. Jackson, Trevor with a diving poke check out to the corner. Puck comes across the ice. Liam has it. Liam cross pass to Mark. Mark has zone entry. Gets through one. Puck's punched forward on the goalie. We're going to the net front. Jack and Dashel on the backside. Liam, Linden, and Trevor on up front. Puck sent to the corner. Mississauga has it back behind the net. They come up the outside, again looking to stretch. Puck comes out of the zone. Jack has retrieval. Trying to chip it forward. Dashel has Liam. Linden gets bumped off here at center ice. Mississauga just turns and fires it right back in. Yeah. Well, I'm going to go barf in my bucket. Hopefully we rebound and we come back later tonight with a little bit different game plan and mentality. For now, it's Don Jaramillo with Thunderbird Hockey tuning over and out. Oh my God.